Hey guys, just a quick one from myself, Adam Ellis. This is the illicit experience, and this is the kind of stuff I'm teaching you guys. And just a quick one on compression. When it comes to my bass lines, I like to keep it nice and natural. But as a producer, you develop over time, and I've always just said, when I'm making my bass lines, I mix the first note, and then I figure out the rest later on. What I mean by that is when the track is finished, I will basically chop up all the notes and get every single note at the same volume as a root note. What that means is I've got a nice natural volume on my sub bass, so each note follows the same volume as the root note. But when you're making the track, you know, you want to make sure it's all finished. So for many years, I've just said, look, just leave the bass and do it at the end. But as I said, you develop, you know, things get more interesting as you mature as a producer. And I've got this really nice compressor from FabFilter. I just bought the full bundle and it's amazing. And I just want to show you what compression is used for and how useful it is for a bass line. So this bass line without the compression, and look, it sounds like shit in a minute because there's not much else going on, but trust me, it's going to sound amazing in the mix. What happens is it starts off around -8 and it loses about 3 to 4 decibels of headroom. So what this means is you've got an unbalanced bass line, and by simply adding a compressor on and turning the threshold up, let's just go for 8 decibels. I'll tell you what, if we can get -8. And what this is going to do is just going to level out the sound. So rather than it losing 3 to 4 decibels, you know, with a dynamic range, it's keeping it much flatter. So let's turn it off first and then play it, and keep an eye on this meter and how it changes. So it starts off around -7 and then loses 1.5 decibels. And look, is this a massive thing? Not really, because like I said, for the last 13 years of making music, I've never addressed the sub bass and the volume of each individual note until the end of a track. However, a good little tip from now on, and I'm going to be putting this to all my new clients and everything like that, and all my current clients, is when you're making your bass lines, put the FabFilter compressor on around -8 decibels, and it's just going to basically level out your sub bass a little bit. So let's turn it on, and we'll notice now that this number stays around the same. There you go, so it actually stayed the same. So look, this is my compressor for my bass. It's dead simple. All I did was turn the threshold up to -8 and it leveled out these bass lines. So rather than the dynamic range changing, what that means is the difference between quiet and loud. So rather than it being an unbalanced sound, with a little bit of compression, we've now got it so every note in the bass line stays the same volume. And if you apply this through elements in your track, you're going to get a more balanced and a more even sound. It's very important though that you don't over compress. We still want to keep things nice and natural, and at the end of a track I will be taking off the compressor, chopping up each individual note, giving it its own channel, and mixing each note to the same volume as a root note, because I like to do things naturally. But as I'm making a track, this is a super good way to get some nice balance. Cheers guys.